This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
Recording has started. There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here the line fades to nothing at all.
This is a world of Capes and Lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
Tonight, business as usual. It's a mess. Lilith Hellfire has a drink in her mouth. Like I said, business as usual. Well, happy birthday, baby. I love you. Capes and Lunatics starts. No, I'm not talking to Lilith. Capes and Lunatics starts. And I'm not talking to Charlie either. Capes and Lunatics starts right now. Talking to my wife whose birthday.
The other wife.
This, yeah. You're the one who does.
Yeah. Were we live when you were doing all that intro? I just saw the live come up, so I don't. Did all of that get wasted? I'm sure it's recorded somewhere.
Yes, I believe it. It recorded.
Okay.
Anyway, I am Phil. That manly, mysterious voice off in the distance is
Charlie, the Professor Esser. I have to ask, why the long face? Find out in a few minutes.
And that Black Widow over there drinking her blood wine is.
Hey y'all, it's Lilith. Yes, it's Friday and I'm drunk. Hellfire.
Woo. Apple juice.
Grape juice.
Grape juice plus.
All right.
Fortified grape juice.
All right, so you two have been chomping at the bit. Go ahead and talk your Bojack.
Wait, you sure you don't want to save that for later? You want to jump right into the insanity? Are you sure, Phil?
Go ahead. While you're somewhat coherent. Go ahead.
So, season 5 of BoJack. Can I stop and say though that in case nobody knows, BoJack has started to be on Comedy Central. Did you know that? Yeah, they started from season 1. I believe it was on Monday, and I think they're doing it every day, one new every day. So
it is weird for as popular a show as this. Like Netflix just steps on this show. It's like they're not hyping it. They're not. It's like
it doesn't need it, honestly.
I needed to know.
You have friends on Facebook. I mean, this is literally one of those word of mouth shows because it does take a while. Like I say, it took me about 6 episodes in season 1 to really like get over how crappy BoJack is and like what they were really going for.
Yeah.
But you need all those episodes to build up into that moment that you finally get your own personal aha moment. For some people, it's episode 3 and so on and so forth. So.
Yeah. Tristan's favorite characters are Mr. Peanut Butter and Todd. And
I love Todd.
He loves a good Mr. Peanut Butter Todd episode.
I love Princess Caroline, but I love Todd because he kind of reminds me of
Phil.
No, not Phil. One of my Jughead. He reminds me of Jughead.
Oh, Jughead. Oh, well,
and he's asexual, so it's like, and he loves food. So yeah. And
they're both asexuals.
Exactly, they both have the hat.
It's something Charlie Esser would like. Let me just put it to you that way.
Yes.
But this season was kind of weird. Like, it was very meta. Like, I'm a person who loves meta. And so it's like they did a whole meta season. And it also was all these experimental episodes and things like that. I thought that was very cool.
Well, yeah. Well, what I love about the fact that it's meta is that it's meta without breaking the fourth wall.
Almost, but not quite. Yes.
Yeah, it is so brilliant the way that they really walk that line. And you know what I love about, first off, I have to say, Free Churro is, if that does not get at least an Emmy nomination, there is something wrong with the world in which we live.
I totally agree. Although that is one of those episodes that everybody had a very visceral reaction to, and it's that 50-50. Some think it was brilliant. Some people think it was lazy. I think it was brilliant, personally. It took me a minute. I was like, is this going to be the whole episode? Holy bleep, this is going to be the whole episode.
Yes. Well, and you know what was fantastic about it is that it has a perfect BoJack ending. Yes. It has an ending that isn't wound up in a resolution that makes anything work. It actually makes everything that has happened meaningless and pointless, just like that conversation. I see you, or maybe that's not what, or maybe it does mean more. You know, that is the thing, is you will never know if it means more. And, you know, and obviously it is very meta, as we said, because it is the story of Filbert.
I didn't know they were going to do the show within a show thing, and they did do it. And then it's this weird thing. It's like, whoa, is this a reference to BoJack? He gets into his little, and it's,
yeah. But you know what the best part about the Filbert BoJack crossover concept is, that when they actually do go to BoJack's house, the director says, "Oh my gosh, this really does look like Filbert's house." And it just completely unintentional. We tried to imagine what a very sad, depressed man's house would look like. And they even made a reference, who was it? Was it Vincent D'Onofrio's house that it was based on? Oh.
I didn't catch that they said it was based on somebody's house.
Oh, yeah. Well, they said they did that, because when they were first describing the house, he says, you know, it's symbolic of a man who is perched on the precipice. And then they said, there was some male actor celebrity. I want to say it was Vincent D'Onofrio.
It might be because we do have a Vincent D'Onofrio kind of thing because of Mr. Peanut Butter. So
yeah. Yes, Vincent D'Onofrio, his favorite actor.
Has had enough Rio. Yes.
But he, you know.
Watch it then, Phil.
What?
Anyway. Phil has to prepare for tomorrow anyway. It's his wife's great birthday. She's turning 21, 30. Let's say.
No, she's like the same age as Lilith, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just a few months apart.
22. I am currently on my 23rd anniversary of my 21st birthday. So
I think that Princess Caroline was, oh man, oh fish. Like, I don't know what that porcupine baby is gonna hold, but it's nothing good. She's due for an implosion.
You know, and that actually brings up a real interesting, and this is one of the things about this show that I'm never quite sure how I feel about.
When humans give birth to animals?
Well, it's the fact. So okay, so now of course they've dealt a lot with feminist issues over the seasons. You know, I think last season we had the was that Jonathan Winter's last role as the whale sexual harasser? I want to say it was Jonathan Winters, but I could be wrong on that. And you know, they've examined this whole Me Too thing and gone way beyond that. And of course, we have the BoJack is a feminist episode.
I think it goes way back to what was the gun episode? I can't believe America hates women more than it loves its guns. We've had like that whole trend, and I do think that this season has kind of like been the cherry on a poop sundae with that issue.
There's my drop.
Yeah, but the thing is that so they deal with that. But you know, the one issue they really never touch on, and I can kind of understand why, is racism and racism. Never anything even to approach the idea that this is a world in which racism exists.
Help!
Speciesism, maybe. Because BoJack kind of doesn't like dogs.
He doesn't like Mr. Peanut Butter.
No, it's not just Mr. Peanut Butter. It's dogs.
Well, I mean, but the fact of the matter is, and here's what I'll say: him not liking dogs, and let's not forget that they did touch on something with last season with and I forget the guy Ralph and Princess Caroline.
Oh, the cat and the mouse, where they had
do not get along,
and they have that whole holiday.
Yes.
Yeah.
But again, all these things are very like localized and kind of very individuated. And of course, what always struck me about this that kind of tells me that there's something different about racist ideas in this world is the fact that no one has ever called out any of the characters who've done horseface. The very first season, Paul Giamatti gets cast as BoJack Horseman in the BoJack Horseman story. So there's the whole thing in horseface. And yet no one ever says, well, why is the human playing, everyone, BoJack's mad that, he doesn't get to play BoJack Horseman. But, no one ever asks, well, why does a human get to play, this horse character? And we see this repeatedly that we will see. In fact, I think we've even seen animals play humans a couple times, That idea of this, and I guess it makes sense when you think about the idea that if you're in a world that is this diverse, that is literally sentient animals and humans interacting, race kind of really probably would fall into the background. And I think that is maybe something that speaks to this society. Why are you saying help, Phil?
I didn't say
if you want to join in, Phil.
I never see the show.
You should. That's the point we're making.
Whose fault is that, Philip? Whose fault is that? Oh, goodness. But anyway, but it's just this thing to me that it's like, it's a thing to me that it's just very strange. And I never know if it's a cop-out on their part or if it is really, intentional to make a statement. There's no Wi-Fi on, unless D's Wi-Fi's on. Okay, yeah. I don't know if it's intentional on their part to make a statement of, I used to have this statement that in every world I create, there was never slavery. Because I feel that slavery is like the worst thing is like humanity's greatest sin. In all of its forms, slavery is the worst sin in human history. And
so you also have no minimum wage workers either in your universes?
I mean, I'm getting to my point, which is that if I'm going to create a universe, why would I create a universe in which it has this great sin in it? It's just a weird thing in the back of my head. Just a thing that I think about sometimes when I write, as that's one thing that will differentiate my universe is they never had this one great sin of humanity because I could not bear to create a world in which humans were that evil.
I think BoJack's so crappy that's like the least thing on their mind. There's other things we can explore besides that.
Yeah, well, and not for nothing. It's not like this is a good world or a world without sin and greed and horror, but it is a world that is surprisingly separate from institutionalized racism. And again, I don't know if that's.
But also, you have to think about we have that basic lens on liberal Hollywood too, where it's there, but it's not really necessarily in the forefront either.
Yeah, but even when he goes to Arizona, and you have human deer couples there too. You never have anyone saying, "Oh, you have to." You never have anyone even saying you shouldn't date a horse.
That's right.
And not for then. There's never even any concept. It's to talk about the sexual obsession, the racial sexual obsession that exists, in our racist culture. And in a world where that might seem like that should be something that exists, it never once even gets mentioned.
I will say the furries are mad that they don't have tails. I did see that on Reddit a couple of times.
Oh, Caroline doesn't have no.
None of the animals have tails. Nope.
I swear I've seen Mr. Peanut Butter wag his tail. I know he doesn't.
He's shaking tomato sauce off of himself, but none of the animals have tails.
Fight me, nerd.
It's a distinct artistic choice.
Yeah. Well, and this is a show that's full of distinct artistic twists.
Can we talk about Pickles and the fact that she shaves her legs?
Oh. First off, I love Pickles.
AKA Pickles. Shout out to Reddit for that reference.
Just think, oh no, I don't remember this person's name. I'm really in a pickle. And
then add an
S. But here's what I love about Pickles is that because one of the things about Mr. Peanut Butter is that he is a dog. And he behaves in the way a dog would behave. And it reminds me a bit of Brian and several other dog characters that we've seen in modern cartoons where they do all these things. They still behave in a way at all times that they are dogs and animals and things like that. John, use the Lysol. You don't want to get your computer wet. Okay, well, you've got stuff on, so just wipe it with a dry rag. Just be careful. Don't want to ruin your computer, guys. You see stuff, you have to say stuff. But Pickles is as much a dog as Mr. Peanut Butter is, and they're there. This is the first time we've actually seen a homo species couple.
Yeah, I was gonna say same species couple.
Yeah, it's a same species couple. Yeah, I was trying to think how to phrase it.
Well, outside of BoJack's mom and dad, and we all know how that.
That's true. They were both horses. So you do have.
But it goes to the point that they were miserable.
Yeah, well, because too many long faces in that house. That is like I said, that is how this show has to end.
You know what? I don't think I want it to be Todd now. I think I just want him to walk into a bar and the bartender goes, "Why the long face?"
Yeah.
He gets out of rehab, but he's gonna relapse. So.
Yes. Yeah, but you know what? And again, I think it's one of these weird things that I don't think they've ever done. Why is the long face? And I may have to go back to season 1 because they might have done.
No, they haven't. I've binge watched it about 4 times, and that's the nice thing about BoJack. If you are on your 4th or 5th deep dive, you start noticing more and more the artwork is by a certain person. There's lots of horse artwork by a certain artist. I can't remember her name right now, but yeah, stuff like that. So. But yeah, I don't think they've ever done the why the long face joke.
Yeah, well, and and it is.
They're saving it.
And yeah, exactly. That's how the series has to end. It's like Smallville. You can't have him put on the suit until the end. And you can't do the why the long face joke.
But when an actor doesn't want to do it.
Well, but what I think about it is that this is a great play on that overall joke of the horse is sad because he has a long face, and I gotta imagine that is the joke that inspired this entire series. That the guy who wrote it was just thinking of dumb jokes to get his plots running, and said, why the long face? And thinking, well, what if the horse actually told you why the long face? And why does the horse have a long face? And he said, well, back in the 90s, he was in a famous TV show.
But will they answer the question, is he more horse than man? Or more man than horse? That is the one burning question that must be answered.
It's which, not for nothing, that may be the one spot where they do get very speciesist in that idea that, and, there is this idea that, when you look at these characters, I mean, we had the chicken episode a while ago, which you remember when Todd fell in love with the chicken.
I do.
Yeah, and the difference between sentient animals and non-sentient animals. And
it's like Pluto and Goofy.
Yeah. And maybe that's their racism, Maybe in this world where you can selectively breed people to not be sentient, to be.
Ooh, this is getting into sorry to bother you territory.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to bother you. I'm just saying it's interesting. Like I said, this show is like it is a silly, stupid comedy. Yeah, it
on
is
the
on
surface.
so many levels. Such a great show.
And Phil should watch it.
Yeah,
I
and Phil
will.
should watch it. I don't know
I
why
will.
Phil hasn't. I mean,
Phil
honestly,
here?
Phil,
Yeah, I'll watch it.
yeah. And then next week he's gonna say, "Oh, I love that show," and we're like, "Well,
Yeah.
we already talked about it, Phil. We can't talk about it now."
Gotta wait till season 6.
but that is why the free churro episode is so perfect. It is absurdist comedy, and its ending is the perfect absurdist comedy ending, and yet it deals with everything the show is really about, and it's just like I said, man. I want my free churro. The show
Not
is
twice.
over, and everything is worse now. I want my free churro.
And on that note, we can get back to business, Phil. What's on the agenda?
Okay, hey Phil, did you read any comic books this week?
No,
Or do you want to?
we got other news to talk about before we get to comic books.
Oh,
We got
other
the Dark
news.
Phoenix trailer. What else, Phil? I know
Okay.
you got some stuff on the agenda. Come on, buddy.
Anyway, yeah, the Dark Phoenix trailer came out this week, but then did you see that now they pushed it back again?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is it now?
Just
Like,
release it on DVD, damn it. Move on.
what was it going to be, like February? Now they pushed it back to like summer again, like summer 2019, because now they're releasing that they're re-releasing Deadpool 2 in the theater as a PG-13.
Why?
Because they're priming the pump for his MCU debut. I'm telling you.
So stupid. Deadpool is the one, like Deadpool and Blade, the two franchises that prove you do not need to
Okay.
have a PG-13
Look,
rating.
Disney's not going to go with an R though.
Yeah, I know.
No. Well, no. Disney has said they will go with an R.
I believe it
but
when I see it.
The fact of the matter is,
Exactly, Charlie.
the fact of the matter is, they Netflix. It's just they don't brand Disney. They brand Touchstone Films R. Disney has films that are lots of R-rated films over the years branded different. As far as you wait, man. AOL, Time Warner, AT&T. They're gonna make Batman great again. AOL still technically owns it all.
Nerd.
But no, what I'm saying is, they have the PG-13 cut of Deadpool out because we watch it all the time on TV. That's what gets played on the FX channel. It's and not for nothing. It's not like Deadpool, as they say, as Arnold Schwarzenegger would say, it's comedy violence. It's like cartoon violence. It's excessive and over the top, but it's at such a level of being excessive and over the top that its reality fades. So it becomes less horrifying because it is so over the top. Like I said, I think Deadpool gets more flack for its sexual innuendos than it does for its actual violence.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, so they want to re-release it. It's fine because they've already made their money on it. So, yeah, let's make a few more million, Let's put one out that, your kid has been begging to have you take him to Deadpool and you're not Charlie Esser and overly permissive parent. Now you can with a clean conscience. And more to the point is that the kid is now finally old enough to just buy his own dang ticket and go see the dang movies. Because he's 13 now. Or at least, because they don't card you. Has anyone ever gotten carded for a PG-13 film?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never been carded for a rated R movie either. And believe me, it took me a while to get boobs. So movie parks don't care unless it's NC-17. Literally, they don't care.
Yeah, well, because they don't. Because they want to sell tickets,
Because they're barely old enough.
Yeah, so that's it. But, I think the whole thing with them pushing the Dark Phoenix saga back is that...
Well, they said now they're going to re-release Deadpool 2 in December, which was going to push back some other Fox movie that's not a Marvel movie, and then that was going to push back Dark Phoenix.
Well, so when was it supposed to come out?
Was it?
February?
Yeah, February, something like that.
February?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
The horror genre month. For
So
some
now-
reason, that is
Well,
not
did
October.
Marvel have a movie coming out in February? I know that.
That's usually reserved for dead.
Captain
Stuff
Marvel.
like that,
Captain
yeah.
Marvel comes out in March.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Captain Marvel comes out in March, so maybe I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to step on it, or put in bad blood for
Bad taste in people's mouths. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want. You don't want to watch Inhumans just before you watch Iron Fist. You know.
Well, same difference, but
Yeah.
in different ways. The
Yes.
same difference. It's I don't know. Like, just kill the X-Men and start over. But you guys should totally be watching Gifted because it is back.
Oh yeah, did you watch the premiere?
Of course I did.
Yeah, that was good.
It was
What was
super
this?
good.
The Gifted.
Oh, The Gifted. Oh, I saw that was coming. I thought that was out. I didn't watch it.
Told you, Phil. Didn't I?
I know.
I don't, and that, not for nothing, when we're talking about Wolverine, that was actually one of the things I should have pointed out is I'm not an X fan. I have
It's okay.
never
Listen
been
to
an X fan.
us. We don't need you. It's okay.
You racist.
I saw the
Yes.
first. I saw the first X-Men movie, the first Bryan Singer X-Men. It was good, but in general, no, I don't watch the X stuff because I'm not a fan of X. I
Full
like the
derivative,
Fantastic
don't you
Four.
think?
Exactly, Domino.
Oh, which was the best Marvel book, by the way. Like I said,
Charlie, did you read the Domino Annual?
No, I did not get to read the Domino Annual. I read Century. I read 2-1. I mean, I have Domino Annual. I just haven't gotten a chance to read it yet. I'm still catching up on last week's book. And by the way, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark is still my #1 favorite book.
Oh my!
It is such a good book.
I'm sure
It is everything I loved about Elvira's House of Mystery, but without being owned by DC.
All right, before we get to comics, but and then did you see they named that CW crossover this year? It's Elseworlds. Yeah.
So, and
we're
then
gonna
they
get- are we
also
gonna get-
cast the Monitor too.
Are we gonna get Pirate Supergirl? Arg! I'm Pirate Supergirl.
She's sitting
I mean,
right
they
there.
could do
She's
worse.
sitting right there.
No,
But yeah.
Wonder Woman, not Supergirl. Just
And
saying.
And it's only 3 shows this year: Supergirl, Flash, and Arrow. No
You
Legends.
know what? Legends is the best show, and Legends has leaned into the skin and embraced itself, and the rest of those shows need to do the same. That's why they all suck right now. They're trying to do something that they weren't
Is
meant to
Legends
do.
not a part of it at all?
At
Or
all.
they-
It's not in the crossover now.
well, but
Because they're
are
launching
the
a Black
characters
Door
in the
pilot.
crossover? I just don't
No,
understand how you could do an
nothing.
Elseworld story without the characters from Legends.
Because
Well,
they're not that important. They're the cast-offs. They're
You
the
do-
C and D listers.
You're doing the characters from the other 3 shows, plus you're introducing Batwoman.
Yeah, it's the
and
backdoor pilot. So
yeah.
nobody
Oh,
really
oh.
is relative to what's going on.
No. You know what? Here's what they're going to do. Legends aren't in it because Legends are going to be all over it. Because in every Elseworld, they're going to meet the Legends of Elseworlds. So it's going to be all the characters from Legends, but they're not going to be on Legends.
Charlie, you're
But
giving it too much thought. They don't have the budget to include the Legends actors because they are doing a backdoor pilot. That's why none of the actors have filmed for it. They already filmed it, and nobody was on set. Hate to break it to you.
But
I'm
that would
very
be a
upset
great way to
about
do it because they're the people most unmoored from time in history. So if you want to do Elseworlds versions of people,
But I just
they'd
wonder.
be the ones to.
They're just trying to get that. That's just a cash grab right there. They don't even know what the hell that means over in the Arrowverse writers room. Okay, they don't know anything about comics at all. So I'm not gonna hold my breath.
But do you think they could have something later in the year since they have cast the Monitor, who was a big figure in Crisis on Infinite Earths?
We need a crisis.
Yeah, we do. We need everyone smacked into one.
They did say that some of the
They need
some
Supergirl
of
on the same Earth as the rest of them.
are gonna continue.
What's
We'll see how that goes.
what storyline? What?
Some of the storylines from the crossover might continue in other shows.
Okay.
So maybe because they do need a crisis. They need to clean this whole universe up.
Everybody needs to be on one Earth. That's what they need to do.
I I know.
And what about the flip flopping? You know, because Supergirl's when it comes back is going to be on Sundays, and then Arrow Mondays and Flash Tuesdays. But they're flipping it for the crossover. Flash is going to be on Sunday, and Supergirl is going to be on Tuesday.
That's so stupid.
Was that them trying to bump the numbers up on Supergirl? Because it's the
you should have never. They should I have always
the final part.
Them expanding to Sundays. Like, oh my, that wasn't local affiliate programming. Like this has been my dream, but what they've done with it, with that whole Charmed reboot and Supergirl on Sunday, nope. You should have just kept it on 5 days. That's my personal opinion. I don't think it's going to work for them. It's spread themselves too thin.
Is Sunday
it's not fair to Supergirl. It's not fair.
Is Sunday better or worse than putting Supergirl?
Football!
I know, but I was going to say, is it better or worse than Fridays? If you put Supergirl like
Fridays, you get a bump at least, and then you also have that increase when the show comes on Friday. You actually have a better increase and bump on your DVR numbers as well, because that's gonna be like, if you're interested, that's gonna be the first show that you watch. So whatever, like if Mark Pedowitz is still over there running it, he needs to get his head out of his butt.
Are they trying to kill Supergirls? Maybe.
I definitely think they're trying to kill Supergirl from the minute that CBS was like, you know what, CW, have her.
Because I keep seeing rumors about, are they going to do a Superman show now?
Now with Tyler H.
Oh.
Nobody would watch that. No offense to people that are fans of his. Nobody will watch that. He can't carry a show on his own. Ask the Teen Wolf fans. We know what's up. And this is from a person who's loved him since Seventh Heaven, okay? Kids okay. Kid can't carry a show.
Wow. Millennials.
Anyway, I'm very upset about the whole thing that Supergirl has become. So let's just move on.
All right, let's change the pace. Lilith, did you see that? Remember before they were saying for Batman Damn #1 that they were gonna, in future reprintings, they weren't gonna show the Bat Dong. Well, now they said
where's my drop?
Well, we'll get one, but no, now they're saying they don't have any plans currently to reprint that at all, and they're pushing issue 2 back. Like 2 weeks.
We're doing Doomsday Clock again? Okay.
So was there dong in issue 2 and they like?
Well, there
was dong to be had all around, buddy.
There's my drop. What? Charles?
Well, did you? This is just the circles I run in. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Lilith, can you hear me? No one can hear. I'm not on mute. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, there I am. Okay. I was asking if you could hear me. No, apparently there's a group up in arms because Batman is circumcised.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yes.
Yeah.
It's some group against circumcision. Yes. Yeah. They say it's mutilation and stuff. Yeah.
And I agree. But who cares? It's a comic.
Oh, we see Lilith's preference.
Oh, no. Please be cut. Please.
Here's what I'm going to say. No, because you know what? This annoys me. Because people that do this want to compare circumcision to genital mutilation. It is not. It is on so many levels not even a close comparison.
Yeah, I know. But people say
it is this idea. You know what? It reminds me of the people who say, it's as bad to get falsely accused of rape as to actually be raped. I'm going to say, no, it's not. It's not. It is this idea of man pain being so bad. And it's not that bad. Trust me, if circumcision was bad, people would not be circumcised. The only reason why people tolerate circumcision is because it is really something that does not have any measurable effect on your life.
It has a measurable effect on your sex life.
Yeah, it cuts down the sensitivity.
Not really.
You don't know.
Supposedly,
let me put it to you this way: there is literally no one who knows.
Actually, that's not true. There's been people that have had adults.
Have
had it and had adults.
Adults, yeah.
Yes, but here's what I'm going to say. Well, then let me put it to you this way: if it is less sensitive, let's say, or more sensitive, I don't know which, because sometimes they say it's one, others say it's the other. I'm just going to say this: it still feels fine. It's like
but
when
it's
people
also not the way that God made you. It's not the way that you came into this world.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you know what? I grow hair out of my head too, and I actually like to shave it off. There's
You're
I
playing
actually
a
like
dangerous game, Charlie. Ask George Costanza.
I like to alter who I am, and people are allowed to alter who they are.
But but also it's a baby. They don't have any say in it either.
Well,
it's like when
but
people
you
get
don't have to do it as a
their
baby.
children's ears pierced as an infant. Don't do that. It's stupid.
Well, but people do that, and no one is sitting there saying, "Oh, you've mutilated that poor baby." You go,
I do.
Okay. Oh, you.
I mean, it's not cool to me, but whatever.
I just don't think you should get your baby's ears pierced because my niece used to eat her earrings. And it's like, don't give a baby earrings because they're going to say, ooh, that looks tasty. Babies like to eat things.
But yeah, the internet and their faux conspiracies and controversies, I'm so over it. Go home, trolls. Nobody's here to feed you. Go back to your bridge.
But hey, anyway, my point was my copy of Batman Damn #1 is going to keep going up in value if they're not going to reprint it.
Oh, they're going to reprint it. It's DC. Who are you?
They said right now they have no plans to, so it might be.
So let me ask the actual really indelicate question. How's he look? I mean, does he look like he's oversized?
I mean, half of it's in shadow, so it's kind of hard to see anyway. But Lilith, you've seen your fair share. How
it's average looking. I'm just saying.
Because here's the thing: is he ludicrously oversized to where it's like it's an overcompensation by the artist, or is it tastefully understated?
It's not understated either. There's nothing tasteful. It gave me Batman and Robin, the bat nipple suit flashbacks. Like, I was just like, there's no good can come of reminding people of that era of Batman. That's all that I'm saying. I couldn't have done without it. I hate it.
Bat nipples were an artistic and aesthetic choice that made perfect sense.
No.
Anyway,
you need nipple armor, Lilith. You never want to have your nipples exposed in Batman.
Oh, hey now.
I don't even know where to begin with that. So we're just gonna move on.
Is that a bra? Anyway.
Well, you need it because you're
I'm not a
battle.
stripper, so I don't need pasties. I'm good.
In battle, they need to have room to grow because your nipples do get hard when you get in a rooftop battle at night with the Joker. Your nipples might get hard, and so you don't want them to be constrained because that's going to be distracting and they'll chafe. So you need to have a bat armor that acknowledges the changes your body goes through when you fight the Joker. That's what I'm saying.
You know what? The next time I'm in the boxing ring, I'm going to have to test your theory, and I'll get back to you.
Enough with your dating life. Anyway, Lilith, speaking of Batman, did you see they announced the sequel to Batman White Knight?
Yeah. Was it Rage?
Curse of the White Knight.
Oh. Why did I think it was Rage?
Early next year.
I mean, I like that world. That world where they left it with old Harley was pretty cool.
And I guess they're bringing
But why did old Harley look like old Barbara Gordon from Batman Beyond? Like, I'm still trying to put that one in.
Well, remember, there were so many shout outs to so many different things in that series. The animated series, the 89 movie.
I guess that's where Margot Robbie got her inspiration to take Batgirl's place in freaking Birds of Prey. I guess that's where it came from. We'll blame that.
Oh, yeah, they cast Huntress and Black Canary in that.
Yeah.
Okay, just a quick thing. Speaking of the Joker, who's the new actor playing the Joker?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix. So you've all seen the publicity still of him in the suit, not the one with the painted face, although those two, but just the one without the makeup, just him sort of standing there smiling in his suit.
Yeah.
Did they cast him because he has a hair lip? Like, I just want to know. Like, what was the thought process?
Well, no, because here's the thing. I'm looking at that, and when I look at that, I'm thinking he's doing Jim Carrey from The Truman Show.
All I can see is, why did River Phoenix have to die? Why are we stuck with this guy? That's all that I see when I see Joaquin Phoenix. That's all that I'm saying. I don't get it. I don't get the choices. I'm not gonna watch it. Just move it on. DC, just burn yourself to the ground. I don't care.
I'm kind of interested in the Joker film. I'll be honest with you. I like the idea of telling a Joker story that is maybe non-con.
It can't
not
be
within
canonical by definition. Like,
Well, not for nothing. Okay, let's be honest here. The Joker has an origin. The Joker has long had an origin.
Do we need to know it?
Well, no. I mean, we know it. It's established. He has since sort of, that wasn't my origin. Basically, it's like Bruce Banner saying, no, I was exposed to gamma rays in a medical experiment, not not building bombs, you know. But we all know the Hulk's origin. We all know. And actually, what I like about it is the fact that I believe the very first Batman story was the Chemical Caper. I think that actually took place at Ace Chemicals, if I'm not mistaken. And so I think that's meant to be this tie-in that we get in the original '89 Batman. That first Batman caper actually relates to the origins of the Joker. You know, I like that idea. And I like the idea that there is something.
But, I mean, is he like Wolverine? Do we really need all these, like, origins and stuff?
Well, I mean, here's what I remember someone once said about Wolverine's origin specifically, which is that, you know, if you get the chance to write Wolverine's origin, you should write it because someone's going to write it eventually.
I guess.
And if you get the chance to do it, and like I said, and here's the difference between Wolverine and the Joker is that it's not that the Wolverine essentially got an origin. The Joker had an origin. There actually was a well-established story. I mean, it was a couple crises ago, but there were established ideas of who the Joker was and what the Joker's story was. You know,
and then that Alan Moore guy came along.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Alan Moore guy actually
started on it. Damn it, Phil.
The thing of it is that Alan Moore didn't even really go against the original origin in many ways because, you know, he was a criminal. He just told it from his point of view that made him seem more sympathetic.
Yeah.
You know, which is what anyone would do, you know? Because not for nothing, it's not like you just take some rando to be to put on the Red Hood. So, well, we just need we need a body. You know, it's like, no, it's not like I have no idea what it is. We just need it's not like he's an extra in the crime scene. You know, we just need an extra person in this crime scene. No, it's, you know, if he's getting there, he probably already has some of a larcenist background. So it's not inconceivable that he would get tapped to be the Red Hood in that situation, which is what the original origin is, you know? It's basically this idea that, and not for nothing, as far as the Joker's origin goes, it's actually relatively consistent.
Yeah.
It's pretty much always Red Hood dropped in a vat of chemicals and he comes out. There's some meddling around the details, like whether or not Bruce Banner's father was a drunken, abusive guy, or whether or not he was just some dude, whether he was a scientist himself, or whether or not he was just a janitor. You know, these are things people play with. But the fact of the matter is the overall origin stays the same. You know, and so it's not like telling the Joker's origin story is some great, what? No, because it's not.
Well, the point is it doesn't need to be done. Especially not in a 2-hour movie.
It's something Charlie Esser would like. Let me just put it to you that way.
Well, let me say this. Unless it's bad. If it's good, then it absolutely needs to be done. If it's
Charlie,
bad, then
the chances of it being good are literally 0.0001%.
It's DC. It's current DC. How good do you think it's going to be?
Who's the director? Who wrote the script?
They don't even have like a they don't have the focus Marvel has. It's like.
But you know what? But this could be their Iron Man. That's
what we said about Suicide Squad. F the Joker movie.
Yeah. Well, you know.
And this is why we don't record with Lilith on a Friday night.
Backlash just keeps getting refilled. That's all I gotta say.
But here's what I'll say about DC. You gotta love them. Even if it goes poorly, they'll just say, that's okay. It's not continuity.
That's what I want.
Like a second one.
That's why they don't want continuity. They're like, we'll just start a new continuity. All right.
It doesn't need. Yes, let's move on. Comic books. I was
gonna say,
make me happy.
On that note,
let's get the comics. Oh, I promised this. I was threatening this. The review, the Bendis story from that Batman Walmart special.
I still haven't been to Walmart. I'm going tomorrow because I'm going grocery shopping.
I mean, it was
ever?
No, I go sometimes. I just go every Saturday, so I haven't had a chance.
It's decent. It's a decent story. There's only 12 pages of new story. Then there's like 3 reprints that I all have.
12 pages of new story. How much was it?
$5.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't think
$5 comic book at Walmart.
Yeah, well, it's a 12-page original story, and then there's like reprints of 3 comics in the back. There's a Batman, Nightwing, and Harley Quinn reprints in the back.
Damn it, DC.
So I don't know if I'm going to spend. I'm not going to spend $5 at every issue for only 12 pages of story, and then the rest I already have.
That's crazy.
But I mean, it was the first part of Bendis's Batman story. It's good. I mean, his Batman.
He's Batman street level.
Yeah, again,
he doesn't have much to screw up. He's not with Selena right now. So
when he does street story, this could be current continuity. It could not, but either way, it works. His Batman's a little too talky for me, but otherwise, it was fine.
He's a talky guy.
I know. It's a Riddler story, and basically, Riddler hires a bunch of stuntmen to dress up like him, and the Riddler's trying to get away with like this Fabergé crystal egg thing.
Wait, I feel like we've heard this story before.
I know, but then
I think it was an episode of Batman 66, actually.
Maybe.
No, yeah, I'm really thinking so.
Well,
you know what? I think it's meant to be an homage.
Yeah,
sure.
Well, you get the little tease.
That's what all thieves say.
You get the little tease at the end to bring it back, because like the Riddler gets away, and then him and Batman and Gordon are on the roof talking, and it's like, oh, I think Riddler's being used, and then Gordon's like, oh, here, they tracked it down, and this Fabergé crystal egg thing. Who was the original owner of this thing way back in the day? Jonah Hex.
Shut up.
So I don't know if
why
we're
does Jonah Hex own a Fabergé crystal egg?
Jonah Hex is a man of mystery. Y'all thought he was just a small town boy with no hopes and dreams.
Because Bendis.
I like Jonah Hex.
Just as a weird kind of side note, does he not know the difference between Constantine and Jonah Hex?
I don't think he does.
Like, does he know his name is Hex? He must be a magical creature. Right? So that'll be important if I say it was Jonah Hex.
Bendis!
Jonah Hex is kind of like a bootleg Ghost Rider in a way, so, whatever.
Bendis.
Is Jonah Hex magical?
I
never know.
It depends on the continuity.
Oh, well, yeah.
Bendis.
Like, every time I've ever seen him, I know he's like, I dug myself out of a grave, but I've seen cowboys do that in the past.
Do your homework, Bendis. Charlie Esser knows more DC than you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's like, most of I know he's a guy with a messed up face and who likes to shoot guns and was a Confederate officer that no one ever mentions. No one ever mentions, dude, why did you fight for the Confederacy?
But, it was a good story. I recommend it. I'd pick it up, but like I said, I'm not paying $5 an issue for 12 pages of new story.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't.
If you don't have any of the reprints in the back, I'd say it's worth it, because the reprints are like, I think it was part 3 of the original Hush storyline, Lilith.
Oh.
And then issue of New 52 Nightwing, and I believe it's a New 52 Harley Quinn. Yeah.
Like the worst stuff. They're just cramming the. Oh my God! So I picked up this Rick and Morty versus Dungeons and Dragons #1 and #2.
Wait, Rick and Morty versus Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes, it's an IDW book. That's why I picked it up, because I like IDW and Image. Those are my new two. So.
Now, just out of curiosity, how is IDW handling Dungeons and Dragons? Is it just the Dungeons and Dragons universe, or is it any kind of relation to any Dungeons and Dragons property previously established?
It's basically, as far as I can tell right now, it's just them kind of playing a game, and they've been playing this game since I don't know,
okay.
yeah.
So it's like the Gravity Falls versions of Dungeons, and more Dungeons.
I guess I'm not a Gravity Falls fan, so.
Oh, you would like that. I actually think that is something that Lilith Hellfire would like.
Everybody keeps telling me that, and when I get time, I will get into it. But I'm just not a new Cartoon Network kind of girl. Like the last good show for me was Dexter's Laboratory, Kids Next Door. I'm very snobbish when it comes to Cartoon Network if it's not Adult Swim. So. There you go.
But anyway, so they're fighting dungeon. So they're in the Dungeons and Dragons universe.
Yeah, it's kind of like just like an RPG with a Rick and Morty skin on it. Basically, is how I'll describe it for right now.
Oh, hey, did you see the new Matt Groening fantasy series?
Oh, Disenchantment. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I guess Southgate. I guess Southgate has a new podcast on it.
Oh, we do.
Woo.
I don't know who it is, but I saw something posted about an episode of it. So yeah, check it out. I don't know who's doing it, but
Yeah, well, I
Just go
gotta
to
find out, man.
SouthgateMediaGroup.com.
I would actually like
Check on
to
our page.
go visit that show if they'd have me. That would be lovely.
I
I
saw
really
a
like
lot
that
of
show.
Futurama references, which is always great.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, well, you know, there's actually a fascinating theory that is actually that it's actually this is from McGann the fangirl, that it's actually set in the universe from Bender's game. That
I
universe
can see that.
that universe continued to exist after they left that universe. So that's her theory. I actually like it.
Archie update. Archie Meets Batman #3 is out, Charlie, just so you know, as well as Betty and Veronica Vixen's #10. They're both excellent books. B+ on both fronts. I'm getting kind of tired of the Archie Meets Batman kind of thing because it's the 66 universe, and I'm like, I like it enough, but I'm not like a super fan of that universe. So yeah, just a reminder for anybody that actually likes Archie.
oh, all right, we're running out of time here. But Lilith, did you read Heroes in Crisis #1?
I did. I'm not impressed.
Why did they spoilers? Okay, spoilers. 3, 2, 1. Why the hell did they kill Wally West? Or is this like a trick?
Again?
Yeah, they just brought him back 2 years ago. What the hell?
Why are
this
they
a
picking on what? I guess because they can't pick on Barry anymore.
But is it a trick though? Because
Of course it's a trick.
Well, okay, just out of curiosity, because I was reading an article today about Dr. Manhattan hitting the JSA.
Oh, from Doomsday Clock, yeah.
Yeah, so are we sure this isn't just Dr. Manhattan messing with the universe, and then, of course, it all gets undone when they
I don't know.
Manhattanize
Maybe
him?
it's Psycho Pirate. Who knows?
Who knows about Doomsday Clock? Because that thing's been running late. And now they're doing it every other month. So I mean, it'll probably be
They're probably listening to Impact. Yeah.
But
I
that's
still don't know why Dr. Manhattan didn't like the JSA. I'm guessing maybe
I guess
Scott,
I guess the point was he wanted to alter
flirted with him and he didn't like it.
I guess he wanted to alter the universe somehow. So basically, all he did was make a tiny thing where Alan Scott didn't get the lantern or something.
Okay, here's my theory about what Heroes in Crisis is about. It's their attempt to really make a big push forward of pushing the Trinity back together again. Something that they definitely need to do in the comic books because the Justice League books haven't been doing that well. So this is like their take on that. Maybe. But Booster Gold, man. That's all that's the only thing I'm here for.
But that was my joke. I mean, Batman Damned came out this week, and then Doomsday Clock 7 came out this week, and Dr. Manhattan finally appeared. So what is DC gonna put out like one issue every week now with Penis?
I mean, maybe they did some market research. I don't know.
Penis is popular.
Not as popular as you like to think, boy.
Not for nothing, they spent a lot of money on Bendis. They got to use them, you know. It's like when you buy a lot of cantaloupe, and then you just have to figure out how am I going to use all this cantaloupe and everything else.
Wait a minute,
cantaloupe.
What does Bendis have to do with penis?
You got to use the Bendis before he goes bad. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we bought him when he was bad, so you know.
Yes.
He was starting to brown.
Oh, what was your best book this week?
Let me pull my big stack out. There's a bunch of Spider-Man stuff. Did you Detective was out. Ben, did you see that? The two DC books that at least that I got that had codes this week. Heroes in Crisis #1, and once again, Bendis' Action Comics. Which, come on, I mean, a reporter gets kryptonite. Batman has to come in and take the kryptonite off her. Ooh, intense.
It's a brave new world for DC fans, and I'm stuck in my Dark Horse, Image, IDW, Valiant. There's so many alternative comics. There's so many other comic books that need my money.
It just seemed very slow and anticlimactic. I'm sorry.
You mean it was a Bendis?
Oh yes, Action 1003.
It's a Bendis in a universe that he didn't get to create. I'll put it to you that way.
Okay, yeah. But Charlie, I know you said you read Sentry and Marvel 2-in-1.
Sentry was actually good.
I liked Sentry a lot. I really liked the idea of the Sentry merging with the Void, and because it makes sense in the idea that he is sort of a character who is stuck in his own mind about what a hero should be and how he wants to recreate himself to be that perfect Superman when no human could ever be that perfect. And now he has to find a way to be that middle person to actually be, ironically enough, Bob Reynolds. So I'm looking forward to that. I did read Marvel 2-in-1. I liked that. I was a little disappointed. Here's what my big disappointment was that Sue Storm winds up, spoilers, Sue Storm winds up beating up the Thinker at the end. Whereas I really wanted the Thinker winds up beating up Spider-Man at the end. I really wanted the Thinker and Spider-Man to meet and sort of decide that they could make a better world, you know? Find a way to make this.
The whole thing with her, like, honestly, she jump started their powers. Do you think that was the original plan, or is that them like, oh, we got to like get this book like current?
Well, what it is so the Zachlons is the thing. So basically, what seems to have happened in this story. So if you want my understanding of it, is that basically the Sue and Reed started to lose their powers. Now, why that was a big deal when they have the entire Future Foundation with them is debatable. I don't think the Zachlons were characters from the past, but they're apparently one of the adventures that they were going on during this time when Reed and Sue started losing their powers. So they all, touched hands, and now they all have their powers back. Because apparently that's all, you just need to do it like once every 5 years,
Yeah.
It all works, it makes sense. You just got to meet every so often and do a high five, and then, okay, now we all have our powers.
Yeah. All right, we're going to have to get out of here. But Lilith, Old Man Hawkeye 9.
Yes, I was going to say, that was my second favorite Marvel book.
I didn't get to talk about Elvira or the New Challengers. This is my sad face, because I like these books.
Hurry up, Phoebe, Mr. 45 minutes late. Hurry up.
Okay, well, it's Cassandra Peterson in Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. It's very good. It's everything you love about Elvira, and in a comic book, which is great. And I hope she gets image rights for that. And New Challengers, I still love this book. It's only $2.99. Go buy it, because it's crazy and fun and weird, and you'll love it. So please do. Thank you. Thank you for letting me talk about comic books too.
Oh,
but what I like.
You spent like a half hour on BoJack Horseman. Don't tell me I don't let you talk.
I still read comic books. Is all I'm saying.
But Old Man Hawkeye number 9, Hawkeye
just
versus
because we talk about BoJack Horseman doesn't mean that I get to be shut out of the comic book conversation.
45
That's
minutes.
my point.
Yeah, no, that was epic though. I didn't think I was gonna like it because I'm not like a fan of Bullseye, but when you think about their matchups,
Bullseye with Deathlock technology, he's like basically a cyborg now.
Can they make that in the Daredevil TV show? Like, I need that to happen.
That would be awesome.
Oh, real quick question, Lilith.
Hmm?
When we were talking about BoJack Horseman, not online, but like online between you and me earlier. You had said you actually know Shady Durags. When you said that, you know shit.
No. Like I know his channel.
Oh, okay. So you know him as much as I know, or
yeah.
I just didn't know. Like, did you go to his sister's bar mitzvah or something?
Oh no. I'm very familiar with his channel. I think I was probably like subscriber number.
No, he's
20.
really cool. I really like his stuff. Like I said, I would like to talk to the guy. He's really cool, and it's like,
you should just say so in the comments or email him.
He's not
that big of a YouTuber. He might actually answer you.
Yes, I would probably. I will make a point to do that because I really love the guy's stuff. So, and hey, all of you listening, go check out Shitty Do-Rags. You're looking. I tell you to check out McGann the Fangirl. Check out Shitty Do-Rags too. He's really good. Has some great BoJack Horseman stuff, and apparently he does a lot of My Little Pony stuff, which now I have to track down.
That's what he's most known for, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I did not know that. I just did BoJack Theories, and he came up, and I was like, "Oh wow, this guy's great." And then he's like, "He also likes My Little Pony." I got to find out who this guy is. So yeah,
Phil,
I'm excited.
Poor Phil. Do the shameless plugs, babe. Come on.
All right. If you want to get a hold of me or get a hold of us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, facebook.com/capesandlunatics, @capeslunatics on Twitter. If you're still here, you can stay tuned for the Quantum Zone. We're on Instagram and the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And Charlie?
And you can always write to me at old-fashioned email with Miles and Paz once did in the golden age of radio at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. And of course, follow me on the Twitter live tweet Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Gotham, Cloak and Dagger, and anything else that comes back this fall. @Charlie Esser, that's CharlieEsser. Look for the 2 E's in the middle for quality.
And Miss Hellfire.
So if you nerds want to fight me about anything that I've said on this podcast today or previously, @Lilith Hellfire for all things Smallville, Superman, and swearing related, Save Me Pod on Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram. Philip.
Fight me, nerd.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us once again. Oh, next week's episode 73. I think Lilith has ideas.
Big Bang Theory episode. But bingo.
Sheldon's favorite number. All right. So, who knows what you'll get next week. But for this week, we have been the Capes.
Ampersand.
The Lunatics.
You know, Phil, you're saying we have to get out of here. It is exactly 9:30 right now, which is how
He's having
long
so
we
bad
use-
the boys 9 o'clock.
That's usually how long we go when we started 8, and we actually started late. So it's like it wasn't a long episode. Don't be. I know you want to go see your wife and tell her she's beautiful. I get it. I do that myself a lot, but not to your wife, but to mine. But you know, really, man, you gotta chill a bit.
I'm sorry, I'm chilling with that.
He's finally been Delman. Cracking that whip.